Listen, you know you had that youth thing the other night. How much that pizza cost?
Are you kidding? Folks, I wouldn't hurt you for nothing. Because I promise you, I know all too well the pain of that. I'll tell you this for real. If you tithe, God says you won't be affected by this economy. He said, I will keep the devourer away from you. God says if you don't tithe, though, you're a thief. And you live under a curse. My buddy tells me, he says, well, that's Old Testament. Stop right there. Folks, it's not there to be disregarded. The Old Testament still is our, listen, the law was our schoolmaster. It's still part of the canon of Scripture. And there are people here, you'll sing, all to Jesus I surrender, all to Him I freely give. And you don't even tithe. You know, I've been doing this 32 years, and I go to church on what's called love offering, unless a church asks for our budget. Southern Baptist churches, where I spend most of my time, many of them are different. It is very customary for them to ask you, what is your budget? What is your operating budget each week? But listen, I never divulge budget unless I'm asked. Number two, I still go on love offering. But I'll tell you what's amazing. How many of you got grandkids, by the way? How many of you got? Are they awesome or what? So I took my grandson, because I didn't want to take Isabel. She's 3 and she needs to get saved tomorrow. She needs some Benadryl. You mothers know what that's all about. Oh, you got a little fever. Take some Benadryl. Or give mommy some. Hey, I need some Benadryl. So I took my grandson to see that. It's a movie called Up. Little 3D glass movie. We watched it. It was insane. But there are no discounts. So then I'm an AARP member now. But still no discounts. It was $8 for me and $8 for him. And like 30 for popcorn. For real. When we left the movie theater, we had spent $20 on popcorn and pop and $16 on tickets. But you know, he's worth that. But the same church people that have dropped that much money at a movie theater, you won't help an evangelist or you won't help a missionary. You don't think past that. And you hear a message that could save you thousands of dollars in legal expenses because your wife might stay with you. I saw an expression on one guy's face just now. I hope she doesn't. But you see, folks, it's about vision. It's about reaching this world. I go to a church in Cincinnati that started 10 years ago. We will have any given Sunday now between 12 and 14,000 people who attend our church. Well, that's in Cincinnati. Hey, there's not a different God in Cincinnati than there is right here in Mansfield, Ohio. It's the same God. We had an outreach this past year called Go Cincinnati. We had 6,500 volunteers. And do you know what we did? We went into the communities. We remodeled homes. We fixed roofs for widows. We had a car care ministry. We went to the nursing homes and remodeled them. We went to schools and cleaned up their parking lots and repaved their schoolyards. And you know what happened? The community took note of that. Here's a church that's not just saying, hey, hey, hey. Here's a church that's putting back into the community. And folks, we can tell people all we want how much we love them, but if they're hungry, it doesn't hurt to feed them. We had at the church that was part of my restoration and counseling, we had a program every year. It's called Back to School. We helped 2,000 less fortunate children in East Tennessee. Listen, every single kid who came through that line, they got a brand new pair of Croc or Nike shoes. They were not junk. Abercrombie clothing, a book bag, a big, huge bag of groceries, and a winter coat. We spent multiplied thousands of dollars. I remember a lady saying to me, she says, well, you know, there's a lot of people pulling up in this driveway, and they're driving Lexus and Mercedes, and they're coming up. Hey, our job is not to police who comes up here. We're giving it for the right reason. I'll tell you what will happen, though. That little boy or that little girl someday might find themselves in a place where they need God, and maybe, just maybe, they'll remember that church that put some shoes on their feet, that loved them and cared about them. Folks, we have to have vision outside of just Wednesday night Bible service. We have to have, listen, why do we have church on Sunday night, Sunday morning, Wednesday night? There's no biblical protocol there. Folks, we just keep doing things because we've always done it that way, and even if it's not working, do you know the definition of perversion? Returning to a place of pain. Even if it's a church, returning to a place of pain. Folks, we've got to have vision outside of our walls. I'm telling you, in your town, there's people dying. There's families falling apart, people killing themselves. Let me give you the last word. Value. Does anybody remember what this older son was arguing with his dad about? Anybody remember? Exactly. It was the barbecue. Hey, Dad, you know, I've done all this for you, but this son of yours, he doesn't even call him his brother. This son of yours comes back after spending his money on prostitutes, and you have a big party for him. And I just want to scream, Pastor Joe. Are you kidding me? A dead animal or a live brother